Well, we are very, very impressed by these fishermen and what they do. To me, it is a very, very dangerous sort of occupation. And I've done a lot of sailing in my life. I've done a lot of um, sailing some really bad seas, big oceans, waves 60, 70, 80, 90 foot high, towering above your small yacht, which is a fairly large yacht, 50, 60 foot long, with being a trimaran with a 25, 30 foot beam. Meant nothing. It was like a log of wood. It was absolutely small. And I'd been yachting most of my life and got into this storm. And it changed my whole view of being out there, because the boat was actually slowly breaking up into the stretches that it was in. So I admire what they do, and these boats don't roll over and sink because they're on a pond. This roll over and sink because they're in massive waves, just suddenly catch them and roll them over. So yes, we should not be disparaging at what these people do, but sort of say, fantastic. But all these boats have one thing in common, whether it be luxury liners, or whether they be tugs, or whether it be these fishing boats, or whether they be um, fun boats, or whatever, or trucks, cars, etc. They all have to use petrol or diesel to drive themselves. These things use diesel. There's one thing that I would like to say is that you can save a lot of fuel, and you can save it using fuel cells. This is a small unit. This is only 2 litres, but it looks bigger because of the picture. But just to give you a pretty clear picture there, and that's a fuel cell, and it's only 2 litres. This is a pretty big picture actually, but just to give you some idea. And then of course there's the larger one, which is that's for the smaller vehicles and smaller boats. This is for the larger boat. You put 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 8, depending on the size of the engine, the demand on it, and that will supply Brown's gas and save up to 40% on diesel and more on petrol. And that's what we recommend, and that's how you save it. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I'll tell you why, because it tends to confuse people when we just give that information. What I'm going to do is give you our telephone number, our address, etc. And there it is all there. You can see the name is Fuel Saver, Fuel Cell. It's www.tfuelcell.com. You can see the email, the telephone number, and the phone number for the UK. I'll just put this up here for a minute, so if you want to get hold of us, you can. Thank you very much for your time.